Hey guys, how you doing? JPCowFace here, and we are back for episode 4 of Let's Play Civilization 6 as the American Empire and playing as Abraham Lincoln. So I have been busy since the last episode doing a lot of planning, so let's take a look at what we've got planned. Well, yeah. Okay, where do I start? Let's start at the capital. So we've already got a couple of districts down at the capital already. We've got planned. We already had plans for our aqueduct and our industrial zone right here. But we've got a planned national park to the north of the city, and for our theatre square as well. We've managed to plan in a national park for Cincinnati and a few of its districts, so campus, industrial zone, theatre square, and harbour. So we've had to obviously keep the industrial zone away from our national park. We don't want to lower the appeal. New York, yeah, again, got a national park planned. We will have to remove these improvements. And again, we've got an industrial zone building here already. Commercial hub, aqueduct, and harbour. Then we've got Boston, another national park. And then I'm not 100% sold on this setup, but I'm still trying to work out what I'm doing here, really. A little bit tight for space. And only really one location where I could put a national park as well. San Francisco hasn't got anywhere we can build a national park, so I've just set up the rough plan for the districts here. Industrial zone, dam. Would have been good if I could have figured in a place for a dam and an aqueduct, and then have the adjacency bonus from both for the industrial zone. So I may still tinker here. And then obviously the theatre square and commercial hub. Now if we go east a little bit, we have, these are just really rough, really. We have a rough plan for a possible city location here. We will squeeze all this in. No national park. And then another two here, one here on the south side, and one up here above it, and then another which is going to incorporate part of the natural wonder that we have, Paititi. We've got some reasonable locations for campus, industrial zone, and theatre square. And then on the other side, we're going to have a city to the south of Paititi with a national park on Paititi, just like the other one. And then some okay locations for aqueduct, industrial zone, campus, and theatre square. And then we'll have another city near on this east coast, not actually on the coast because it's too far away. But right here, and that will do. We've got some rough plans for the districts, but then we can incorporate yet another national park. So that is really good for us. Now over to our west, we've got even kind of rougher plans, I guess. But I figured we could put a city here with a couple of district locations. We could, I guess, bring the city down one more and get an even better commercial, not commercial, campus site right here. So we might do that. That is a distinct possibility. In fact, let's do that right now. So we need to just put our city down there. We'll take that away and put our campus right there. All right. And we could give it an aqueduct here, and we could put a potential industrial zone here with a, if I can find it, a geothermal plant there. And then we could potentially put another theatre square there, improving Washington's theatre square at the same time. Something like that. They could be a bit better. And then another location, though, it is shrouded in mystery at the moment a little bit, because we've got a hurricane currently in place. But basically, maybe a city here. We can put the national park, obviously the other national park for this city, right here, right next to each other in these mountain ranges. And potential for the campus over here, though I'd kind of hope we could do better than 2. Perhaps we could get another 2 districts in here for better adjacency down the line. But for the moment, it's got a reasonable industrial zone planned. So they are the current plans. So it's a little bit messy at the moment, but the plan is just to carry on and roughly stick to that game plan. I feel that would be pretty good. I didn't do actually a final count, so we've got 5 cities down at the moment. We'd have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cities. That's quite a lot of cities, really. So I'm not 100% sure if we'll get all of them down, but we will just play it by ear, and we'll definitely start over by Paititi, get those cities down, and get all those juicy benefits from the adjacency tiles from Paititi. Right, Gitaja would like some of our diplomatic favour for some iron. We're making iron, and we don't really need just 2 gold a turn at the moment, so I'm not really fussed by that deal. All right, and there is a shipbuilding completed. So we're going to need to put some more. In place for what we're going to do. We're en route to boosting mathematics. We're not likely to have feudalism civic in the near future, so we might be best off starting with that. And let's just have a quick look. Obviously, for those that don't know, we're on a shuffled tech tree and civic tree, so it's all a bit of an unknown mystery at the moment. But we've got feudalism up here, so we do know where that is. But maybe with that in mind, it might be better to start on castles. Yeah, because we don't know how far away this is. Probably further away than I care to wait. Right, so heavy chariot was en route. This is all a bit messy. I can't see. Right, we explore our massive cut-off ocean or sea. Yep, and we just recently got a man of arms from upgrading our warrior. All right, and we were we're being chased down by this swordsman here, but we basically just ran away with our archer, did a big loop around Paititi, and we were making our way back to our vampire, who's going to help us. Because I don't really want to lose any unnecessary units. We'll step away from the coast so we don't get hit by the squadron. Yeah, don't want to lose Dora the Explorer either. Okay, Washington has completed the Ancestral Hall. So getting a aqueduct built will give us another Eureka for military engineering here. So that'll be good to get. Lots of people are after our iron, but I've only got 4 at the moment. So any deal that we kind of try and strike at the moment, we're not going to get massive amounts of money or anything. So I'll leave it a bit and build some up, and then we'll see what we can sell. Right, and we've completed the watermill at Cincinnati. So that's given us a little bit extra food and production at Cincinnati. Where do we want to go next? Do we want to rethink any of these plans? And it's difficult because we can't really put mines down next to the national park nor the industrial zone. So really we want to keep it over on the sort of northwest side of the city. Food still isn't great, so perhaps we should think about starting with a harbour, and then we can start to improve any of these water tiles we can collect into the city of Cincinnati. I did talk about possibly swapping the sugar tile over here from Washington, but in doing so we'd probably need to get some more food for Washington itself, because if we just look at Washington, I imagine, yeah, we do have a worker working that tile, and we've only got a surplus of 4.8, and that is it's a 5 food tile. So I know obviously we'd work another tile, but we haven't got any other tiles that are that great in regards to food production. So I think we won't swap it yet, but we might do in the future. But we could. Yeah, let's start with the harbour. Let's start with the harbour district for Cincinnati. And we have another governor tile, which means we could probably now... we got connoisseur promotion possibly for Bengala. For a +1 culture per citizen in Washington. Which is, we need to keep bumping up our science and culture. So I'm gonna still hold off from our second promotion for Sanguine Pact and promote Bengala. Just boost our culture production up a little bit. All right, and we have completed the games and recreation civic. So we can now build entertainment complexes. I haven't put down any plans to. But chances are we will need to think about putting some down at some point. And yeah, I can't really make use of this policy card yet. So with games and recreation completed, where do we want to go next? So feudalism is going to take military training. And we need an encampment to boost that. We've got 6 turns until we've completed our encampment at San Francisco. We're also 4 turns away from building our second campus, which will give us our boost for recorded history. So I think the logical one for us to go for now is medieval fairs or naval tradition. And we'll get... If we go for medieval fairs, then I'm not going to get 4 trade routes anytime soon. So if we go for medieval fairs, and then we can get the extra governor tile, and we can get our second promotion with Sanguine Pact. And when we get our second promotion with Sanguine Pact, we'll get a second vampire, and we will be able to build our first vampire castle. And in the right location, they can have tremendous. What's the word I'm looking for? adjacency bonuses. So when you put down a vampire castle, they will basically produce equal food production, gold, culture, science, anything that is surrounding it. It will produce that same amount on its one tile where the vampire castle is built. So it can, in the right location, it can be an absolute brilliant piece of infrastructure to boost up your whatever food production. Yeah, so you just, when you're thinking about placing them down, you've just got to look and really sort of place it in a prime location. And you know, it is going to be their home, and you know what they say about homes, it's all about location. So with the vampire castle, it is no different. All right, so let's move our archer up to a hill in a bit more of a defensive position. We just expand these borders out that we can see while we're moving our archer up. We might as well. We will carry on moving our man-at-arms in the right direction. We know there's going to be a camp down here somewhere, so the plan was to deal with this barbarian swordsman, and then we'll work our way down and clear this camp, and we'll probably be able to find it by sailing down there with our galley. Okay, we can also carry on with our heavy chariot down there. Right, I should start deciding which city I want to put down first. I think it's going to be this city right here, because we're going to instantly get the era score from founding a city next to a natural wonder. So yeah, I'm happy with the idea of that. Okay, we've got Rome galloping around with their coursers. That's good to know. We got an opportunity to do a friendship with Gataja, so make sure we are keeping everyone nice and sweet for as long as we can. Julius doesn't particularly care for us, but that's okay. He has got the strongest army and the most science, so he's obviously in a strong position where he is. So it would have been nice to have him friendly, but he's not. The benefit of where we are is we are so cut off from everyone else. So they're cut off to the sea with this mountain range, and it runs up to where Monty has put this ill-placed city down. Ixtapaluca. So yeah, so mountain range onto Monty's city, and then we've got a city state over here, and when we put these cities down, it is with the idea to basically claim the land from the south of this river. This is all ours, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, so even if he doesn't like us and thinks about declaring war on us, it's going to be pretty difficult for him. All right, so all right, let's step back one more again, and we let the barbarian come one more step towards us. Ooh, and there is a nice barb camp. All right, so that Corso will probably deal with them in the next turn. All right, that's Mexico City being hit by a major flood. It's just we have Mexico City as our suzerain, or we are Mexico City's suzerain. Yeah, no, I don't want to take them. I was going to say, you know, when they've been battered by a natural disaster, what a prime time to perhaps try and take them. But I'm quite happy for Mexico City to stay there. The most we could probably get out of that is potentially another national park location. Right, let's keep moving across with our units. Help is on the way. Let's see if we can find this barb camp with our guy. Step into a firing position. Put a shot on the swordsman, and hopefully, hopefully now we've got a stronger vampire up to 45. We can just eat their souls. All right, so that Corsair did indeed clear that barb camp. So I would have taken the opportunity with my scout. Might have lost him, probably would have lost him, taken damage from clearing it, and then with their quadrims around everywhere. All right, let's keep pushing towards where we know that barb camp is. I want to clear it, clear the danger. We don't want any nuisance neighbours. Okay, opportunity to put a shot on the galley here. Get a bit more XP for our little archer. And there is a tribal village anyway. Right, across the river. Oh, there is a man at arms. That's going to be more problematic. Okay, got a Roman trebuchet over here. Oh, I wonder if somehow this land connects, or he's just off on his jollies somewhere. Right, someone would like our whales, and who wants it the most? Equal amounts. Alright, well, I don't want to give it to Julius. No point giving it to someone who doesn't particularly care for us. I'm going to say, let's give it to Robert de Bruce. Give him a little bit of a boost. He is faring the least well, especially well, he's not at war. So what happened here? Maybe the river flooded, I guess, and smashed Sterling to bits. But yeah, he's not faring so good in between the likes of Monty and Julius. And I haven't actually seen her yet, but you got Solomon up here, and you got Kataja around somewhere. All right, and we've got a aid request for Robert de Bruce, so that's fine. We're happy to go along with that. All right, and that passed. He had some people voting against it though, Julius and someone we have not met yet. All right, there's some mean people around, aren't there? Yeah, he just wants some help. All right. Okay, we will lose our archer just from him looking at us. He is too powerful to try and fight, so we will run away. I don't mind fighting and potentially semi-losing our vampire. As I said before, we don't lose a vampire if they get killed. I use that term loosely. They just get returned to the capital, or if you have a vampire castle down, they get returned to their vampire castle. Vampire castles are good because that is where they regenerate best. Okay, so the land doesn't connect. So, I mean, that trebuchet and Corsair and crossbowmen he's got up here, they're just doing whatever they want. They're just off on their jollies, I guess. Right, that is our second campus built, and we will, I think, go straight in for our library. And we are up to 50 science now, so well behind everyone else still. We just need to keep plugging away and try and manage that gap so we don't fall too far behind everyone else. Yeah, but that would have second campus would have given us our boost for recorded history there. Our boost, our inspiration. All right, so we have got a Eureka for military engineering there. So we did complete our aqueduct at Washington, so that's good. Right, our settler is in place. So that's the first of our beautiful cities around Paititi. We've got +3 era score here for our city next to Paititi, and +1 also for being next to a smoking volcano. Though I say smoking, I don't think it's been even active this whole time. I can't be sure without checking. Right, let's step back one. We can shoot this guy in the face and take a shot with our vampire. We can move towards them with our heavy chariot, though they will fare very badly against the man-at-arms. Right, we have ourselves a builder. We can't improve on the national park locations. So we could buy this tile with pearls, and we can get the horses as well. So let's start with getting the horses online, because we don't actually have a resource of horses of our own. So it would definitely be good to get that online. We keep moving towards the danger with our own man-at-arms. All right, and that's pretty much all our exploration done. These galleys down here, I literally bought them and spent the gold just for the boost, really. I knew I wouldn't be able to get out with them. Hey, all right. I don't want to risk trying to navigate along this thin gap with loads of barbarian quadrims around, so we will head back the other way and start exploring to our east. All right, and having completed our aqueduct in Washington, we are now in a position to build our first industrial zone. Well, not our first. We are still building our New York industrial zone, but yeah, this one's gonna be better just because it's in our capital and just because I said so. Right, so Buffalo, what do we want to build first at Buffalo? Right, what do we want to build first at Buffalo? Let's start with some of the plan that we have, and I think that will be the aqueduct and then the industrial zone. So let's do that. It's going to take us a little while, but once we got our population popping at Buffalo, yeah, that should progress along quite nicely. All right, and we have completed our encampment, and we've got the inspiration towards military training, which is nice. And we've also got the Eureka for mathematics as well. And we've completed castles and mathematics, so that's cool. Okay. All right, this guy is chasing my archer down. He wants an easy kill. He doesn't particularly want to fight for it. Move a vampire over one. Oh, I think I might need to jump in the water here. Yeah, I'm going to chicken out, jump in the water. I don't want to lose my guy. Move in with our heavy chariot. It's our man-at-arms we really want to get over there and help. But let's get that pasture online for Buffalo. And these are some nice tiles here. We've got 2 food, 3 production, 3 gold, 2 culture, 1 food, 1 production, 6 gold, 4 production, and then we've got 2 production, 3 food, 3 gold. I mean, these are some nice tiles that we're going to have. So I'm really happy to get at least our first city down around Paititi. All right, we'll keep farming XP on this galley who doesn't want to go anywhere. And let's head back in the direction we want to go with Dora. Right, we have jade available, and people want jade like it's going out of fashion. All right. So none for you, Julius. You don't like us, we don't like you. We'll just leave it at that. Let's... Who's faring better next? All right. I think we will go and give this to Gataja. Seems like a fair enough deal to me. Okay, and we've got to pick out our next tech to learn. So we have our Eureka for military engineering. So that will be a logical place for us to go next. We want to get to education as well. Perhaps we could buy another archer, and then we're going to get the boost Eureka for machinery. And then perhaps we go military engineering, machinery, and we can upgrade those archers to crossbowmen, and then we can move on to education. And then for those campuses that we're building, we'll be able to get the library and university in there. So that'll be great. So let's lock that in. So we've got the next 3 lined up, and we will, from San Francisco, where we have our encampment, we will buy ourselves a brand new shiny archer. And there's our Eureka for machinery. So that is nice. All right, so now we've got to ask ourselves, what are we going to build next at San Francisco? Do we go straight in and build ourselves a stable or a barracks? Now, we're going to be getting 3 units from our industrial zones and industrial zone buildings. So they're melee units. So if we build stables in our barracks, I don't know if we're build. I don't know if we're build any more encampments, but we've just got a 1 for the moment. So if we go for stables, as we're going to be getting 3 melee units from our industrial zones, that makes sense to me. All right, so we took a big hit from this man-at-arms, and just notice we've got another barbarian camp spawn where we don't want him, so we will go and deal with him. We will 1-punch him in the face and destroy him. All right, I might just get rid of these galleys now, potentially. There's going to be a drain on money. Not that I'm desperate for money at the moment, but they're not going to be doing me much good anyway. I'm just going to keep our archer where he is. We'll keep farming this XP from this stupid galley who doesn't want to move anywhere. All right, what do we do? Let's move down with our archer. Let's move our vampire into the woods for a bit of protection. We move our heavy chariot over the river, because I swear to God, even with this low health on this man-at-arms, they probably destroy a chariot. All right, and then we have got another +1 era score for completing medieval fairs, and we've got an inspiration there for mercenaries as well. It's pretty late in the game to get that. Right. Saying that, it's probably not that late, to be fair. But let's swim all the way around with our archer. We'll swim towards danger. We might as well bring our vampire back to Buffalo, and we can try and heal him up. We'll just have a little scout down with our heavy chariot, but with our man-at-arms, let's take him towards these guys. At least we've blocked that skirmisher from discovering our border, so he won't go and tell his friends. Right, maybe we can move down and get those pearls online. Maybe I'll just return these galleys to New York and Cincinnati for the moment. And that is lovely. Look at that. We have built our first industrial zone, and as a gift, we have our very own, well, our free man-at-arms. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. That's really nice to have. All right, let's see, working our way to finish this guy off. Keep moving east now with our Dora. Right, Julius would like some iron. We do have iron now. 3 units aren't going to cost us anything, and I can't see us needing anything else desperately. All right, Monty will give us 5 a turn for 18, which is a better deal. Well, 177. I'm not going to sit here and work out the exact maths, but let's say we accept Monty's for 5 a turn, and then this guy will still give me 8 of gold, less gold up front, but still 8 of gold a turn for 22. I mean, what was that other deal? If he was willing to do that, ridiculous. All right, so that's yeah. So the +1 hero score for medieval fairs. We are 4 away from reaching our golden age if we get it, and we've got some time to spare. I think we could do this. You know what? Something that would go a long way to giving us a bit of a booster at hero score is something we really want to be doing, but we've not really been in a position to do it yet, and that is building some wonders. So I don't know what or where we can do that. Right, so civics, we can do recorded history and military training, and feudalism. So yeah, maybe we'll do the military training and move on to feudalism. Yeah. Right. We've only got, well, we only had, how many farms? Got 1, 2, 3. We could do 4, 5, and potentially 6 farms, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, and we could just buy another builder. We can build 3 farms at San Francisco. I know we will likely build over that with a district further down the line, but that will give us our boost, our Eureka for feudalism. It's worth 340 gold, I think. So yeah, we will lock in feudalism, and then we'll line up recorded history after that, and then maybe after that we'll go on to mercenaries. Now, we can only see divine right with monarchy at the moment. There's an argument that will be a worthwhile next government step for us. Possibly, I'm not sure. I will make a decision on that in good time. But New York has finished the industrial zone, and we could get ourselves another unit if we go straight on and build the workshop. So that is a possibility. We do need science, we do need culture. Just a never-ending story, isn't it? Just need. I'm like a needy child. I need this, I need that, and I'd like it now, to be fair, but I can't have it. So I've got to be the strict parent at the same time. Just can't have everything you want. All right. Let's build the aqueduct. Yeah, we'll build the aqueduct next. And then we'll see where we go from there. And we do have our next governor title though. So that is going to go to our second promotion, Rising Hunger for single impact. And that is grants a vampire unit in your capital and allows your vampires to construct vampire castles. Excellent. Right, so our next job, one of our next jobs will also be to figure out a good suitable location, a prime location for our vampire home. It might be a case that I wait until we've had a lot more improvements. I mean, this could be a real nice location right here. I'm not sure that a vampire castle would have a detrimental effect to appeal, but assuming they don't, this could be a good location if we were to build a mine. No, we can't build a mine there. Hey. All right. Vampire castles need well improved tiles around them. So I've got to find a place that's not I'm wondering whether somewhere like here could be a good location actually. Right, so I don't need to bring my other guy, but both of the vampires will get their own charges. So this guy can come and do that. So this would not be a terrible place for it. It could definitely be a lot better. And if I improve this tile with a farm, we'll get better food. And so we literally have all of these tiles improved well, yields combined onto this one tile, and that will produce it all by itself. So yeah, it's not too bad, and I can't think of many better right now. I mean, alone that will, just from these tiles, we get six extra culture just from that, and free food. I mean, until we get farm on there, 4 production, 9 gold, and that's even without taking into consideration these other tiles as well. So yeah, that's not a bad location. But we might as well head out with our other vampire guy. So we can only build the two vampire castles all together, but I won't be able to build the second one until the 3rd promotion. So there is a archer guy. We just hide around the corner from him so he can't shoot us. Let's get that pearls online. Sneak around the back with our other archer. Send these guys home, and they can just sit and wait until I forget about them or I decide I don't need them anymore. I don't know whether at this point it's worth keeping some units sort of up on our border, and we don't want any surprise attacks and have all our army over this way dealing with the barbarians. Yeah. Right. Farms. Farms. Right. First farm. In the next turn, I guess. And we don't need any iron. And hello, Kitaja. So nice of you to call. You would like us to join a war against Monty? There is a temptation. And the only reason is Monty's got that one city on the other side of the river that is struggling for loyalty. It is not going to be struggling from loyalty because of our empire. It's going to be from the Roman Empire. If I was to take it, would I be able to keep it without struggling for loyalty? I don't know. But I know Monty's far ahead of us on science. I'm going to have to refuse this. It's just too risky. We don't want... we don't want him coming back at us with God knows what advanced units that we've got. But we have completed military engineering, so we will see whether we've got any niter. It also gives us access to trebuchets and the armory and a military engineer. And we've completed military training as well. So we will perhaps we'll have a look. We want to keep colonization in. We've got our plans down. We need cities, which need settlers. So keep that in. Ilkham as well. There's still plenty of improvements to do, even though we're limited by, you know, where our plans are for our national parks in the future. I suppose there is the argument that I could improve on those tiles for the time being until we get to the point where we can build said national parks. But then I'll be in a position of having to remove the improvements. And how much would that affect the cities? If they're just mines, if we're talking food, it'll probably affect them quite a bit. Production, it's obviously going to affect production, but it's not going to affect, say, the people too much. So anyway, but still need, regardless, either way I go about that, we still want builders. Perhaps we don't need urban planning anymore. It would be nice to try and get a wonder or two built. So perhaps we can go with Corvée. I definitely don't think we need the extra loyalty from a garrison. So we can swap that out for something. And perhaps we go for a charismatic leader for the moment. And I think that'll do us. I think that'll do us fine for the moment. All right, so that's hopefully, well, we'll kill this archer a little bit with our heavy chariot. We'll move up onto land with our archer. It might be a good idea because we're getting man-at-arms and we're getting pikemen. It might be a good idea to get him back to Buffalo. By the time he's there, I'll be able to upgrade him to a crossbowman. So yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, I want to get rid of this guy. I'm going to start hurting quite a lot from this guy. I should be able to take this skirmisher out. I should be able to take a shot from this pikeman and then run away. But I feel like I've been doing a lot of running away. But it is what it is. We will get a farm built in there, and it'll also be a good idea to perhaps buy another builder again, get another farm put down here. Because when you're putting a vampire castle down, you might as well maximize what you're going to be getting from it. Otherwise, you're just not doing it right. So we'll get that farm down there. It's 1 out of 3. Keep moving out with our vampire guy and our man-at-arms. These galleys can just sit around and wait. They can practice their knots. Yeah, and we've dealt with that galley guy now. Let's head east. Yeah, no, I don't need to sell anymore. Right, niter. We have some niter. And we have some niter under our government plaza. So we're automatically getting that. Let's just bring up. It'll be interesting to see if I can spell what other sources around. So we're one next to Mexico. I'm not likely, I mean, that is out of reach from this potential city anyway. I'm not seeing any more, which is unfortunate. It's all up in other people's territory, isn't it? And it's not like I've uncovered a lot. So just to know, well, Robert the Bruce has some, Monty has some. Where is the rest of it? There's 5. 5 found, right? Oh, I missed that one. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're going to have two sources of niter. That's fine, I can live with that. it's not that bad. Right, we have an envoy point to spend. Who do we want to spend it with? Well, in anticipation. I was going to say in anticipation for universities going down, and they shouldn't be too far off in the future. But we're also going to be building harbors and a couple of commercial hubs as well. So we might as well start getting some envoys in at Muscat as well, just to give us a nice little gold boost. Gold is good. All right, okay. For some reason, the pikeman must have seen me decapitate his friend, and he's decided to go in the opposite direction. So, I mean, that's fine. I don't mind that. Let's just move our guy onto that tile. We'll build the farm. We will then buy another builder. And then we'll have to move our builder and wait one extra turn to be able to put that farm down, and then the castle. Right, let's chase this guy down then. He's obviously he's seen what I got and he doesn't want any of it. So we will run him into our archer, and then we will tag team him like it's the finale of the Royal Rumble. Right, more farms. Okay. Vampire can cross the water. Man at arms can go that way. Yeah, so I will keep some guys near our border. We do have a reasonable size army, but the problem is they're just our units are going to be incomparable to what they would be fighting if we end up going to war with Julius or Monty, and neither of them like us. So no, Julius, no. But Kataja, yeah, you can have all the diamonds in the world, or at least that one, for a few turns. All right, 3 era score away. And 11 to 31 turns. 3 era score away. I'm sure we could do it. I'm not sure how we will do it, but I'm sure we could do it. Our library is completed at Boston. That is nice. Yeah, still not completely finalized on how we're going to do Boston. I mean, mainly it's the idea of trying to fit in a industrial zone for Boston. I mean, it's not even necessary, really. They could just go without it. It's no harm. I'm loving seeing our amenities though. +6 amenities in at Boston. That is delightful. Right. Let's have a think then. All right, it would have been nice to think about trying to get a Wonder built somewhere, but there's nothing on for us at the moment. And I just don't know what is next. What is best next? I mean, we could build a harbour in lake. That's going to get us a bit of extra gold and improve the lake tiles as well. And that could be better than, well, yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure what we can build there, so for the moment let's do that. We're not worried about the commercial hub necessarily, so in the future, but yeah. So I was just thinking about wonders, and obviously we know a wonder that is wonderful is the Mausoleum at Harlecarnassus. We won't have a spot here to build it. Okay, so it doesn't need to be on flat land. It just needs to be adjacent to a harbour. I don't really want to take away this spot for a campus down at Cincinnati. I could, however, push the national park up. I mean, it would make sense because I could incorporate. I could swap this tile. No, it's too far away. They're too far away. All right, I don't know. Maybe we have to think about that at a different city altogether. If it's still there, if we have the opportunity to, we will work that out. Yeah. But I think that has come to time for us today on today's episode. We've got lots of plans and lots of things to put into action. But they are all going to come in a future episode. As for today, I hope you've enjoyed the content. If you have, please leave us a like and subscribe if you want to continue on our journey as Abraham Lincoln of America. We will see how our journey goes on attempting to get a cultural tourist victory. But yeah. And yeah, I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day, and I will see you again in the next one. See ya.